Atma, though distinct and different from the five koshas, appears to be one with them. Tattanmayaha bhavet, on account of tadatmya, the identification. Here we have seen in this context the sahaja tadatmya and bhrantija tadatmya. The very fact that there is embodiment which is coupled with the subtle body, the gross body along with the subtle body, means it does enjoy the sentiency on account of Chidabhasa. Wherever there is subtle body, Suksharira, there the Chaitanya is reflected, and because the gross body is in association with the subtle body, the gross body enjoys the Chidabhasa, therefore it has got the sentiency. This is Sahaja Tadatmya, because on account of karma phala, the embodiment has been ordered, and there that embodiment does enjoy the sentiency. But not knowing one's own real nature on account of vismruti, or what is called ajnana. So on account of that, when the koshas or the bodies or the koshas are taken as I, that is what is called as bhrantija tadatmya, because bhrantya jatam, it is born of error consequent to the ignorance, that is bhrantija tadatmya. Mere sahaja tadatmya, that means the body enjoying the sentiency by itself is not a problem. For example, a jnani has got sahaja tadatmya. A jnani has got the embodiment, gross body, he has got the subtle body, and the gross body does enjoy the sentiency, Chidabhasa is there. But for him it is not a problem, because he knows that I, the awareness Chaitanya, is distinct and different from the gross and the subtle body. Just as you see the red hot iron ball, you know fire is different and the iron is different. So there is no problem of their being together. So also the gross body enjoying the sentiency by itself is not a problem, but the error on account of which, ignorance and the consequent error due to which we take the body as I, the then I, the koshas become the I, and that is the problem of samsara. Actually speaking, for an ajnani, not only koshas are the problem, for him each and every desired object poses as a kosha. See, his problem of koshas is not confined only to the physical body or pancha koshaha. See, whenever a person desires for an object, he gets totally, to begin with, attached. Thereafter what comes? Asakti. Then there is one more word. Abhishwangaha. Abhishwanga is the identification with the body. When the person, not the body, the object. So identification with the desired object. The identification with the desired object is as good as a kosha. So it affects him thereafterward. So therefore, so anything and everything that he desires for, so he gets identified with, and what all things he desires? Whatever that meets with his eyes. That is the problem. So whatever that he comes across, he gets hooked to them, and therefore they pose as the kosha for themselves. Now, when that shows, a desire means identification with the object. But a desire necessarily presupposes the identification with the body. Have you thought of it? Can anyone have a desire without the identification of the body? For whom? Desired object is for whom? It is for whom? Me. When I say the desired object is for me, which me is it? Satchidananda Atma, Paramatma. Which me is it? The one who is identified with the body. So therefore, any desire presupposes the identification of the body, and because of more and more desire means what? The deeper and deeper identification with the panchakoshas or the three bodies. Now you must understand why Vedanta repeatedly advocates that one should develop the sense of vairagya. You know? Vairagya is the one that is detested by everyone. Vedanta everyone wants, but not vairagya. So that is the problem. Vedanta, these two things won't go together at all. Because desire means identification of the body, and so long as the person has got the identification of the body means panchakoshas, can he ever hope to gain the knowledge of oneself? It is opposed as light and darkness. You must have heard. Jaha Ram, waha Kam nahi, jaha Kam, waha Ram nahi. You must have heard this. You don't know? I think north side it is popular. Jaha Ram, where Lord Ramachandra is there. That much not local Raini Ramas. Okay. So I am talking of Lord Rama. Where Lord Ramachandra is there, the Lord himself. There is no room for Kama. Kama means desire. The desires can never abide. And wherever there is Kama, desire, Rama, the Lord, can never be there. There is a reason for this statement. It seems someone asked Ravana, Ravana, you tried all means to persuade Sita. Did you try one trick? Because he was past master in all magic. Did you try one trick? What is that? Why did you not disguise yourself as Lord Rama and go to Sita? You know what answer Ravana gave? Do you think I won't try that? I had already tried that. But what happened? He said, the moment I disguised myself as Rama, the Kama disappeared from me. That is the greatness of Rama. See, he wanted to cheat Sita. So therefore he disbelieved, he knew all magic tricks. So that means he had played so many tricks. He disguised himself as Lord Rama. The moment he did it, from the bosom, the Kama went away. So that is the greatness of Rama. So, Jaha Ram, waha Kam nahi, Jaha Kam, waha Ram nahi. So these two can't go together. Desires for the sense object and the knowledge of oneself, these two can't go together. Just impossible. What is the modern Vedantic attempt? Modern Vedantic means what? Nothing. There is no ancient Vedanta or modern Vedanta. Vedanta is Vedanta. People are modern and ancient. What is the trend of the modern people when they take to Vedanta? So there is 10% spiritualism, 10% materialism. So let us enjoy the sense object, at the same time also gain the Atma Jnana. These two things can't go together. Any desire, however fine and subtle desire, may not be a desire for many gross things. Any desire presupposes the identification of the body, and that itself denies the knowledge of oneself. Maybe say, for example, desire for name and fame, not that very gross desire as such, but what desire? It presupposes identification of the body. There is no possibility of knowledge at all. So that being the case, so Bhranti, Sahaja Tadatmya, that means Sahaja Tadatmya by itself is not a problem, but Bhranti Tadatmya becomes problem. But for ignorant person, because he gets hooked to anything and everything, all sense objects of desire, everything becomes as though a kosha for him. So therefore, Viveka, Vairagya is necessary. And this identification with the embodiment is complete at the level of the physical body, in the waking state. Because in the dream state, no doubt, that means something is experienced, but it is only a bhoga bhumi, because the fresh actions are not there. Kartrutva is not there, only bhoktrutva is there. In the waking state, both kartrutva and bhoktrutva are possible. So therefore the identification becomes total only in the waking state with identification with the body. So this has to be got rid of. How to get rid of this identification? For that the Panchakosha Viveka has been now prescribed. So what is this Panchakosha Viveka? That has been conducted with the help of what is called as Anvaya Vyatireka method. So let us see now. See that is, so if due to identification the Atma appears to be one with the five sheaths, Tattanmayaha bhavet, if that is the case, how are we to get rid of this identification from the five sheaths? So it is like this. 37. Anvaya Vyatirekaabhyam Panchakosha Vivekataha. Svatmanam tata udhrutya param brahma prapadyate. So what it says is, with the help of the Anvaya Vyatireka method, with the means of the method of Anvaya Vyatireka, So what you do is, you conduct the Pancha Kosha Viveka, discrimination into the nature of the five sheaths. Thereby you separate, you sift the Atma from the five koshas, thereby, and then you ascertain the real nature of Atma, and that Atma himself is Brahma. The person who has ascertained Atma by the Panchakosha Viveka discovers himself to be Brahma. Now, what is this Anvaya Vyatireka here? I'm sure you must have come across Anvaya Vyatireka. Now, what was that Anvaya Vyatireka? In the presence of something, something else is present. In the absence of something, something else is absent. So means the relation between the two things in terms of their dependence. Yat sattve yat sattvaha, or what is called as yad bhave yad bhavaha. The meaning is like this. Yat sattve, yasya sattve, in the presence of one thing, yat sattvaha, yasya sattvaha means the presence of other thing. Means the presence of one thing or existence of one thing depends on the existence of something else. Yad bhave also same thing, sattva bhava, only two different words, meaning is the same. Yad bhave yad bhavaha, yasya bhave, when a given thing is there, the other yad bhavaha, the other thing also exists. For example, let us say, see, the sun is there, S-U-N. Day is there, is it not? The sun is there, the day is there. Invariably the day will be there. Even though it is cloudy, you will say it is the day. The sun is there, the day is there. The smoke is there, the fire is there. So, yat sattve yat sattvaha, yad bhave yad bhava. This is Anvaya example. Vyatireka is yada bhave yada bhavaha, yada sattve yada sattvaha. Yada sattve, yasya asatve, in the non-existence of one thing, yada sattvaha, the non-existence of something other, something connected to them. Yada bhave, in the abhava, in the absence of a given thing, yada bhavaha, yasya bhava means the absence of something else connected to that. We can say, sun is not, day is not, fire is not, smoke is or is not. Is not. You can't say smoke is not, fire is not, you can't say. You'll be wrong there. Because there can be fire without the smoke. But when the fire is not there, necessarily the smoke is not. So, Vyatireka. So that is absence of something, means the dependence between these two. The sun and the day, the fire and the smoke. So this is Anvaya Vyatireka, which is used to ascertain the dependence of some two things as such. Now make a note of it. This Anvaya Vyatireka is not the method used here, very important thing. This is not used here. Generally one can get carried away by the Anvaya Vyatireka terminologies that are used here. This is not the thing used here. So what is the used here? As Anvaya Vyatireka, that is the word used here. Anvaya means here, what is used is pratitihi. So Anvaya is anuvrittihi or pratitihi. The meaning of Anvaya can be anuvritti or pratiti. Anuvritti means continuance. I mean something continues to be there. The continuance is the anuvritti or pratiti. Pratiti can be knowledge, cognition or experience. Or we can put as presence. Anuvritti also can be taken as presence. Presence of something, continuance of something, the cognition of something. That is what is meant here by the anuvritti. Then the Vyatireka, what is meant here is vyavrittihi or apratitihi. Vyavritti. Vyavritti is negation or discontinuance. Discontinuance or non-cognition or absence. So that is vyavrittihi, that is Vyatireka is vyavritti or apratitihi. So these are the two, these two words are used in this sense here, which will be clear from the That means the application in the subsequent stanzas 38, 39 and 41. So it will be clear that the usual Anvaya Vyatireka, generally Anvaya Vyatireka, these studies are used in the earlier sense, but it is not used here, because here there is nothing that is to be ascertained in terms of dependence as far as the context is concerned. For an ascertain the relation between the mind and the world. Mind is not. Is or is not? Is. Sure. So the mind is, the world is. In the waking state the mind is, the dream state the mind is, the world is. In deep sleep state the mind is not, the world is not. So this is the usual Anvaya Vyatireka that is used. That method is not useful here in the sense, because what is to be ascertained, for that sake that method is not helpful, that's all. So there's nothing to be done with that method. That is not useful, because we have to, what is done in these stanzas here, that is 38, 39 and 41. 40 is some Purva Paksha is answered there. So in this what is done is, the Nityatva of Atma is unfolded. Atma is Nityaha. That is, Atma is present even when all the five koshas are there. It is present even when none of these are there. So the presence of Atma is ascertained irrespective of presence and absence of the Panchakoshas or the three bodies. So that is what is done here. And it is also pointed out that the five koshas or the three bodies, they get negated at one stage or the other. Means Atma is all the time, whereas the Panchakoshas or the bodies, they get dismissed, they get negated at some time or other. Therefore, Atma is distinct and different from five sheets. Five sheets cannot be Atma. So this is what is ascertained in this stanza by Anvaya Vyatireka method. So let us say, Anvaya Vyatireka Abhyam, so with the help of the means of Anvaya and Vyatireka, Panchakosha Vivekataha, applying this Anvaya Vyatireka to the Panchakosha Viveka, discrimination into the nature of these five sheets with respect to the Atma. So Tataha means by that Panchakosha Viveka. So Svatmanam, Tataha means from, not, yes, from the Panchakosha. Tataha Tebhya Koshebhya. From those five koshas, Svatmanam Udhritya. Udhritya is Buddhya Nishkrishya. Means having separated. How separated? In terms of understanding. Buddhya. By your viveka, by your discrimination, there is no physical separation. Why there is no physical separation? There are no two different entities like that as such. So something is real, other thing is superimposed on them. So actually, Atma is real, Panchakoshas are something that are superimposed on Atma. So therefore, it has to be discriminated in terms of understanding by buddhi and not a physical separation that can be there. So Tataha means from these five sheets. So Svatmanam Pratyagatmanam, one's own self, Atma. So Udhritya, having separated in terms of understanding by Viveka, and thereby so ascertain the real nature of Atma as Satchidananda Swarupa, Param Brahma Prapadyate. So one gains by such ascertainment Param Brahma, the Brahma which is Param, which was, that means Satchidananda Swarupa Brahma, which was unfolded earlier or told unfolded in the Shruti, Prapadyate is gained. So this is what is gained. Means by Panchakosha Viveka. So by ascertaining Atma, one discovers that Atma itself is nothing but Brahma. It gains the knowledge of Brahma. How that Viveka has to be conducted? Panchakosha Viveka, how is it to be conducted? So now he proceeds in the inquiry. So before that, let us see the data at our disposal is the five sheets, Panchakosha, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Andamaya Kosha. And what else is available? Or what is the purpose of Panchakosha Viveka? To ascertain that Atma is distinct and different from these five koshas. Why you have to do that? Because Atma appears to be Tattanmayaha. So appears to be one with these five koshas. So therefore it has to be separated. Means we have got Atma also, is it not? There is something called Atma, which was earlier ascertained as the Samvit Chaitanya Tattva. There is something called Atma. There are five sheets available, and Atma appears to be one with the five sheets. Our attempt is, or the Shrutis or the author's attempt is to show us that Atma is distinct and different from the five sheets. So therefore our data is five sheets and Atma. Okay, now let us conduct the inquiry. Abhane stula dehasya swapne yadbhanamaatmanah sonvayo vatirekastadbhane jnanavabhasanam. So in this stanza, the Anvaya of Atma and the Vatireka of Stula Deha is pointed out. Now, of course, the doubt is going to be raised, but before that let us be aware, we are conducting the Panchakosha Viveka. The five sheets are same as three bodies. Stula Deha, Sukshma Deha or Sukh Sharira, Stula Sharira, Sukh Sharira and Karana Sharira themselves are regrouped in terms of five sheets. Why that five becomes three? Annamaya Kosha and Stula Sharira are one and the same. Anandamaya Kosha and Karana Sharira are one and the same. Sukh Sharira comprises of three koshas: Pranamaya, Manomaya and Vijnanamaya. So now he has told that Panchakosha Viveka, but it appears as though he is conducting the inquiry into the three Shariras. So for that effect, a doubt is raised in the stanza 40 and answered, but let us know in advance as such. So Panchakosha Viveka and the Viveka of three bodies are one and the same, because the word used is Stula Deha, etc. This Deha, the Sharira is the word is used. So Sapne, so in this 38th stanza, what is pointed out is, so the Anvaya, the continuance of Atma even in the absence of Stula Sharira, that is what is established. Swapne Stula Dehasya Abhane Atmanaha Yad Bhanam Saha Anvayaha. Swapne in the dream state, that is Swapna Avasthayam, in the dream state, Sthula Dehasya Abhane. Sthula Dehasya, what kosha is it? Annamaya Kosha. Sthula Dehasya Annamaya Koshasya Abhane. Abhane Apratitau. Apratitau means when it is not cognized, when it is absent. In the dream state, is the gross body available to you? No. The gross body cannot be available. Why? Because dream is, to go to dream, what you have to do first? First you have to sleep. And from that Ardha Vikasa, that means only the projection of the mind is there, but the body is not cognizant. You can't go directly from waking to dream. If you go, that is different type of dream. That you go many times, I know. So those are daydreams. So they are building the castles in the air. That is okay, that's different thing. So now you have to first sleep and then half awake. Half awake means not to the body as such, the projection of the mind is there. So that is what the dream is. Means the gross body is not available to you in the dream state. Therefore, so Swapne in the dream state, Sthula Dehasya, so they is same as Annamaya Kosha, Abhane, Apratita means when there is the absence of that, when there is a non-cognition of the this gross body is there, the Sthula Deha is there. Atmanaha Yad Bhanam. Whatever that Atmanaha Bhanam means illumination or presence or continuance. The Bhanam here is as the illuminating principle or that which illumines the dream state, what is called as Swapna Sakshitvena Yat Puranam. Whatever the illumination of Atma as a very Sakshi, the illuminator. Sakshi will say witness, Sakshi also means the illuminator. So as the one who is the illuminator of the dream state, Atma is there or not? Do you know all that you dreamt or not? How did you know? Unless Atma is there, the vritti projection of the mind cannot be known because they are all inner. So therefore, all the projections of the mind are directly illumined by the Atma. So therefore, Atmanaha yadbhanam, whatever the illumination or the presence of Atma as the very illuminating factor in the dream state, Atmanaha yadbhanam, saha anvayaha, that is anvaya, you have to add there, saha Atmanaha anvayaha, that is important. That anvaya, that is the continuance of whom? Atma, not the body, because body has already got dismissed. The body is no more available, gross body, you have to say gross body. The sthula sharira is no more available to you. So what continues? Sthula sharira is now no more there, but Atma continues to be there. So this continuance of Atma is what is called here as the anvaya of Atma. This is a fact you can very easily verify. Okay. Now tadbhane. Tadbhane means tasya atmanaha bhane. Take the dream state only. Swapnavastha continues. In the dream state, tadbhane, tasya atmanaha bhane. When the illumination of Atma or the presence of Atma is there, yet whatever you have to add there, anyanava bhasanam. Anyanava bhasanam, anyasya sthula dehasya anavabhasanam. The anavabhasanam means the non-cognition or the discontinuance of the other one. Who is that other one? Sthula sharira, the gross body. That is anyanavabhasanam. So that is what is called as the vyatireka. Again, anyanavabhasanam, the anya must be understood properly as sthula sharira, gross body, and not the Atma. That is what is called as the vyatireka. So vyatireka, the discontinuance of the gross body. So the absence of the gross body. Yes or no? Yes. So what? What are we arriving at? It's okay, this is perfect. So in the dream state, so when the gross body is not available for cognition, Atma as the Sakshi, the illuminating principle, continues to be there. Yes, we know that. In the dream state, when the gross body is not, yes, when the Atma continues to be the illuminating, as the illuminating principle, the gross body is not available. True. So what? Therefore, he has not told, he will conclude afterwards, we have to understand, Annamaya Kosha, gross body, cannot be Atma. Why it cannot be Atma? Even in the absence of gross body, Atma continues to be there. You can't say Atma ceased to exist. Can you say? If Atma ceases to exist, what will happen? You will cease to exist. That is the problem. Atma is nothing but I. You will cease to exist. That you can't say. So therefore, see, gross body is not Atma, because in the dream, even if Atma continues to be there, gross body is no more there. So that in the case, the gross body is not Atma. Perhaps subtle body may be Atma. Gross body is now negated. It is not the Atma. Perhaps the subtle body may be Atma. No, it also cannot be Atma. That is now unfolded. Linga bhane sushuptau syad atmano bhanamanvayaha. Vyatirekastu tadbhane lingasya bhanamuchyate. Sushuptau lingabhane atmanaha bhanam anvayaha syat. Sushuptau, in the deep sleep state. In the deep sleep state is the linga sharira, sukh sharira, is it available? If sukh sharira is available, it's simple, the person is not sleeping. So he is not sleeping. Either he is dreaming or he is awake. That's fine. So in the deep sleep state, when sushuptau means sushuptavastayam, in the deep sleep state. So linga bhane, it is not linga bhane, okay? Lingasya abhane, in the abhana, in the discontinuance or the non-cognition or the absence of the linga sharira. So atmanaha bhanam means whatever the bhana means, sakshitvena spuranam. That illumination as the presence of Atma as a very illuminating factor. So bhana of Atma in the both 38 and 39 stanza means as the Sakshitva as the very witness of the states, that is the particular state, the one who is illuminating those states. So therefore, that is Atmanaha Bhanam, that is Anvayaha Syat, it becomes Anvaya. Again here, who's Anvaya? Atmanaha Anvayaha Syat. That is the Anvaya, the continuance of the Atma. Now, same manner. तद्भाने तु लिंगस्य लिंगस्य अभानं व्यति तद्भाने में तस्य आत्मनः भाने. You have to keep that सुसुप्त्यावस्था, सुसुप्तौ in the deep state. So तद्भाने में तस्य आत्मनः भाने. Even when Atma continues to illumine, even when Atma continues to be there, Sadbhane, Lingasya Abhanam, the non-cognition or the absence of Linga, the Linga Sharira, is what is called as Vyatirekaha. Again, who is Vyatirekaha? Lingasya, not Atmana. So, Lingasya Vyatirekaha. Just be careful. All confusion is there only. Because that Anvaya Vyatireka, these words are little, and he has not specified. You are supposed to know it. So, Lingasya Vyatirekaha, absence or non-cognition of what? If Atmanaha Vyatireka, think of it. Have you ever thought of it? What is Atmanaha Vyatireka? Absence of Atma. Someone tell me. When did you cognize the absence of Atma? Well, you know, Swamiji, I had been to Himalayas and there I sat for meditation and I got lost in Samadhi, but after 5 minutes what happened? Atma just disappeared and I could not get anywhere, is it not? So that's why you have come here after hunt the hunt for the Atma. Suppose if Atma is available, who is the guy who will make a statement that Atma is not available? Have you ever thought of it? If Atma is not there, if Vyatireka of Atma, now you know what is Advaya and Vyatireka. The Vyatireka word used here, if that Vyatireka word, if it is applicable to Atma at any time, you know what will happen? Jagadandhyam prasajjeta. Where is the andhyam? All will be inertia. There will not be even anyone to say that Atma is not there, because to say that Atma is not there, what is necessary? Organ of speech must be there. Organ of speech must be coupled by Antakarana. Antakarana inert, it should be illuminated by whom? Atma. Who can make the statement that Atma is not there? So that question doesn't arise at all. So therefore, at least it is not the absence of the Suksha Sharira and the presence of the Atma. Tadbhane means Tasya Atmanaha Bhane. Lingasya of the Suksha Sharira. So Lingasya Abhanam, the non-cognition, is the Vyatireka. Who is Vyatireka? Linga Sharirasya. Suksha Sharirasya Vyatirekaha Uchyate. Again this shows. Now, by this we can deduce that Suksha Sharira is not Atma. Why? Even in the absence of the Suksha Sharira, the Atma continues to be there, and even in the presence of Atma, the Suksha Sharira is not there. Gross body is already denied, is negated. So don't think, oh, Suksha Sharira went, and usually what came? Sthula Sharira came. No, that is not possible. So, and it is something else. So, therefore, that is not possible. In Sthula Sharira, the gross body is already negated. It is not going to come back in the deep state. So, in the deep state, neither the Sthula Sharira is there, nor the Suksha Sharira is there. But Atma continues to be there. Atmanaha Anvayaha. Therefore, Atma is distinct and different from Suksha Sharira, and of course from the Sthula Sharira which was established earlier. Now, before continuing further, the author poses the doubt. Now what has to be done? We have to inquire into the Karana Sharira. Before that, he poses the doubt. See, look, my dear sir, a doubt is raised by a Pura Paksha. You started the inquiry in stanza 37 as Panchakosha Viveka. Is it not? Panchakosha Vivekataha, see, stanza 37. Panchakosha Vivekataha Swatmanam Udhrita, etc., etc. You started inquiry as a Panchakosha Viveka. But what are you doing here now? From which heaven have you brought these Shariras here? You are talking of Sthula Sharira and Suksha Sharira, Linga Sharira. Okay, Sthula Sharira we can reconcile. Why? Sthula Sharira is same as Annamaya Kosha. So therefore, by discriminating into Sthula Sharira, by discriminating the gross body, by Viveka of the Sthula Sharira, you have done the Viveka of Annamaya Kosha, admitted. But what Linga Sharira has to do with the three koshas? So that is the contention of the Purapaksa. We know that, but he has got a doubt. Therefore, he has been answered first, and then the inquiry continues. Little deviation from the inquiry is that just to answer the possible doubt. Tadvivekad vivekta syuhu kosha pranamanodhiyaha tehi tatra gunavastha bheda matra pruthak krutaha. Tadvivekat pranamanodhiyaha koshaha viviktaha syuhu. Tadvivekat. Tadvivekat means tasya linga sharirasya vivekat. By the viveka, by conducting inquiry or discrimination into that linga sharira. In the stanza 39. So, by that viveka, by the inquiry, Pranamanodhiyaha koshaha. These koshas. What are those koshas? Pranamanodhiyaha kosha means Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Dhi kosha means Vijnanamaya kosha. So these three sheets, the mental, intellectual and the vital air sheet, mental sheet and the intellectual sheet. Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha and Vijnanamaya kosha. They are Pranamanodhiyaha koshaha. Viviktaha syuhu. They become as good as Vivikta. Vivikta means Atmanaha pruthakrutaha. They are shifted as separate, distinct and separate from Atma. Means by conducting the discrimination with respect to the Linga Sharira, it amounts to say that the inquiry or the discrimination with respect to the three koshas is already done. How is it? Because three koshas are not different from the Linga Sharira. These three put together is nothing but the Suksha Sharira, Linga Sharira, subtle body. The reason is given. He, because this is the reason. Te means Pranamayo Manodhiyaha Koshaha. these three koshas, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha and vijnanamaya kosha, these three koshas, see, tatra, tatra means there, there means linga shariri, in the sukta sharira, in the subtle body, because that should be clear, where is tatra means, in the subtle body, gunavastha bheda matrat pruthakrita. They are pruthakritaha, they are differentiated, vibhaktaha or bhedena nirdishtaha. They are then pointed out as distinct and different. This is pranamaya kosha, this is manomaya kosha, this is vijnanamaya kosha. Like this differentiation is made. Do you know how? On account of what? Gunavastha bheda matra. On account of mere matra, mere the bheda, the distinction of guna and avastha. Guna avastha means because this is distinction of guna and avasthas of the guna that has to be taken. The guna avastha matra means the guna avastha bheda is like this. Gunaucha tadavastecha gunavasthaha tesham bhedaha gunavastha bhedaha. So, gunau, there are two gunas, different gunas are there. See, pranamaya kosha is made up of rajasic content, rajasic content of the manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, sattvic content, sattvic amsha of the five edus. So therefore, two gunas are involved with that distinction is there among them. That is one thing. So that is gunaucha tadavaste. So tadavaste means tayoho of those two gunas, different avasthas or tayoho koshanam avaste. Tesham kosha, not tayoho. Tesham koshanam avaste. Of those koshas, different avasthas are there. What are the avasthas? The pranamaya kosha, the nature is kriyatmaka. Whereas the manomaya kosha is vimarshatmaka. Vijnanamaya kosha is nishyatmaka. Therefore their functions differ, modification differ, their state differ. Therefore, see, gunaucha tadavastecha. So that means gunas and the avasthas of the gunas, they are gunavasthaha. Tesham bhedaha, the difference between these two, on account of that, that is what? Gunavastha bheda matrat. In other words, you have to take this as, see, guna bheda matrat and gunavastha bheda matrat. This should be clear. Guna bheda matrat, on account of the distinction between or difference between the gunas that go into the making of these kosha. That is sattva guna and rajoguna. Also, that is tadavastha bheda matrat means gunavastha bheda matrat, because their state differs because of different functions. So, kriyatmaka, that is kriyatmaka, nityatmaka and vivarshatmaka. So therefore they differ. That being the case, prutakritaha, they have been that means differentiated from each other. Means one is called as manomaya kosha, pranamaya kosha and vijnanamaya kosha. But all put together is one and the same thing, the linga sharira. Therefore, by conducting the inquiry into the linga sharira, sukha sharira, we conduct the inquiry as good as in the three kosha. So therefore, there is no problem or difficulty to that. Okay. From in part 38 and 39, just by the by, this was explained. Now it continues the inquiry of the Panchakosha Viveka with the method of Anvaya and Vyatirek. So the Sthula Sharira cannot be Atma. Sukha Sharira cannot be Atma. Because in the deep state, we find that Sukha Sharira is not there, Atma continues to be there. Of course, Sthula Sharira is not there, Atma continues to be there. So what conclusion this can give? So perhaps Karana Sharira, Avidya, Ajnana must be Atma. That is what remaining now. The Sthula Sharira, gross body is eliminated. Sukha Sharira is also dismissed. What remains is now with the Karana Sharira. One may doubt perhaps the Karana Sharira, the causal body may be Atma. That also is not so. Then what have to do? Ascertain that Karana Sharira, the causal body, or that means the causal body, is not the Atma or the Anandamaya Kosha same thing as Anandamaya Kosha, is not the Atma. We have to discover a state where there is the continuance of Atma, there is absence of Karana Sharira, is it not? Then only we will be able to ascertain that Atma is distinct from Karana Sharira. Otherwise, what will happen? Karana Sharira must be Atma. What is to be done? All three states at our disposal are exhausted now. We had at our disposal waking state, dream state, and this is it gone. Now which state we have to bring now? Sushuptya bhane bhanam tu samadhavatmanonvayah gatirekastvatma bhane sushuptyanavabhasanam samadhau सुषुप्त्य भाने यत आत्मनः भानम और आत्मनः यत भानम सह अन्वयः समाधौ. We have got something else also. What is it? Samadhi. In the samadhi, in the state of samadhi. What is samadhi will be described afterwards from stanza 55 to 60. Is going to deal with that. For the timing, we can just understand only this one. Samadhi is a state which is neither the state of dream or the sleep, but the mind is awake. Mind is awake, but not to any object. Not at the waking state. In the waking state, your mind is awake to what? Objects of the world, Vishayas. In the waking state, the mind is awake to the objects of the world. Not that way. So, it is neither dream nor sleep. The mind is awake but not to any object. That is the state of samadhi, will be described afterwards. In that means it is a state of actually samadhi. Without this. Samadhi. Dhi is buddhi. Also, dhi also means jnana. Dhi also means jnana. The dhi, the knowledge of sama. As opposed to Vishama or Vishama. It is Vishama only, but it becomes Vishama, okay? As opposed to Vishama. In this world, creation, what is Sama and what is Vishama? Sama is only one thing is there, you know. Sama is Brahma. Only Sama is same without any change, modification whatsoever, only Brahma alone. Rest entire creation is Vishama. It is never the always subject to change. So, therefore, in simple words, so Samadhi will be described afterwards, but in some simple words for understanding says, the Dhi of Sama, Dhi the knowledge of Sama, Brahma, the mind totally absorbed in that, that is what is called as Samadhi. Otherwise our concept of Samadhi means what? Somewhere in movies we have seen, a huge under a tree, with a silvery beard, with a feet, eyes closed, and what? Bird sitting on the head. The fellow is motionless, etc. That is all Suni Dunya Samadhi, okay? So that is nothing to do with our Samadhi. Because that is what we have seen. Concept goes, certain images are there in our mind because of earlier whatever that we have seen. So that is not there. Arjuna also must have had the same thing. Sita Prajnasya Kabhasha Samadhistasya. All these are asked from based on this only. Anyway. Sama. Now, in this Samadhi means, in other words, when the mind is totally resolved or absorbed in the appreciation of one's own knowledge of one's own self. That is what it is in Samadhi. At that time. Samadhau. Sushuptya bhane. Here Sushupti stands for Karana Sharira. Okay? Not diffuse. Sushupti means Sushupti Shabdopalakshitasya Karana Deha Rupasya Ajnanasya Apratita. Sushuptya bhane means in the apratiti, the non-cognition of what? Of the ignorance, which is also called as the Karana Sharira, which has been characterized by the word Sushupti here. Sushupti word is Upalakshana. It is not actually deep sleep state is not meant here. So deep sleep state word is used as an indicatory word for the Karana Sharira, because in the deep sleep state is the exclusive state of Karana Sharira. So the reason is therefore it is the exclusive state of Karana Sharira. Sushupta Bhane means when the Karana Sharira, or also we can take as Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. Therefore, Anandamaya Kosha, Abhane, when it is not cognized, when it is absent, so because ignorance, in Samadhi ignorance is there. In Samadhi there is no ignorance. If ignorance is there, it is no more Samadhi. So therefore, ignorance is absent. So Abhane, in the non-cognition or absence of this is there. Abhane. Atmanaha yad bhanam, whatever the bhana, the continuance as a sakshi, witness prince sakshi, sakshi without saksha. See, earlier in the waking, in the dream, etc., Atma was illuminating something. In the brief state, what was he illuminating? Saushupta tamaha, earlier word, remember that. But in the samadhi, there is no saksha, there is nothing illumined, but simply the illuminating principle Atma alone is there. So that Atmanaha yad bhanam, bhanam, that illumination or the presence or the continuance, that is anvayaha. Who's anvayaha? Atmanaha anvayaha, that is the continuance of. Whereas, in contrast with this continuance of Atma, Atma bhane sushuptyanava bhasanam vyatireka. Atma bhane, we have to keep that samadhav. Samadhav, in the samadhi, Atma bhane, when the Atma continues to be there, when the Atma is continues to be cognized, so when it continue to be cognized, Atma bhane, sushuptyanavabhasanam, sushuptehe anavabhasanam. The anavabhasana, the discontinuance or the non-cognition of sushupti. What is sushupti? Karana Sharira or the Anandamaya Kosha. So that is Vyatirekaha. Who is Vyatirekaha? Sushuptehe Karana Sharirasya Vyatireka. It is the discontinuance or the non-cognition of the Karana Sharira or Anandamaya. Therefore, what it amounts to? Karana Sharira Anandamaya Kosha is distinct and different from Atma. Atma continues to be there. Anandamaya Kosha ceases to exist. That means the Anvaya of Atma is all along. Where this continuance of Atma is, or presence of Atma is all along from waking. So see, waking is Atma is there or not? Though Viveka has not been conducted, so Viveka started from the dream state. That doesn't mean Atma is there. From waking onward, so you go on. Why he has not taken waking state here in this context? Because our purpose is to discover the absence or the discontinuance of the bodies one by one. In the waking state, the identification is full and complete. Gross body, subtle body and the causal body, all the three are available. So therefore the mix-up is there and there is no clue for us to separate one thing from the other. But we do get a good opportunity in the dream, sleep and the samadhi. So that we should discriminate in this manner. So that's why. So Atma is all along, whereas the three bodies or the five sheaths, they get negated at one stage or other. Therefore, Atma is distinct and different from all these five. Also, earlier we have discovered Atma as Samvit. And the Samvit is Nitya Eka. So, the Samvit Atma is Nitya, whereas the Panchakoshas are Anitya. Why? They get dismissed at certain stage. Therefore, Atma, at the same time, I always happen to be there. I always continue to be there. Atma cannot be five sheets. It should be Samvit only, Chaitanya Tattva, that alone can be Atma. So this is what is the Panchakosha Vivek, Panchakosha Viveka, discrimination into the five sheets to show that none of these five sheets can be Atma. Atma is distinct and separate from them. So for example, an example can be given. Take a garland of flowers. You go on plucking with the flowers one by one. Pratireka of the flower. Finally, you get the anvaya of the thread. The thread continues with that. Therefore, the thread is distinct and different from the flower. So, that means to begin with, what was there? The thread and the flower, the garland was there. So the flowers are eliminated one by one. The thread continues to be. To begin with, in the waking state, we have got Atma and the five koshas or the three bodies. We go on dismissing, negating one by one. Atma continues to be there. Therefore, Atma is different, distinct and different from these five sheets or the three bodies. It is Nitya. That is what I am. If we take the five koshas or the three bodies as I, obviously an error has been committed in identifying these three bodies or the five sheets as I, which has to be destroyed by proper viveka. In this manner, Atma that has been ascertained is the same as the Brahma which was told earlier. It means this Atma is not different from the Brahma. So that Vidyaranya Muni quotes a mantra from Kathopanishad, but not literally. Arthataha, okay, not Shabdataha. He is not just quoting as it is. So, just the essence of a mantra from Kathopanishad is given. The Atma which is being ascertained like this is none other than the Brahma itself. Or the one who ascertains the Atma like this, he discovers himself to be Brahma. So the mantra from Kathopanishad is Angushtamatra Purushontaraatma Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha Tam Swat Sharirat Prauruhet Munjadishikam Dhairena Tam Vidyat Shukram Amritam Tam Vidyat Shukram Amritam. Kathopanishad 6th Valli 17th mantra. That is there. Angushtamatra Purusha, again don't conclude. Atma is of the size of the thumb. That it has been given for the Upasana. Or means we can't cognize all of a sudden the all-pervasive Atma. A prop has been given. Angushtamatra Purusha. So where is he? Tata Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. He is always in the Hridaya of all the people. So Atma is, means he is the very essence of each and every being. That God is Samvita. What is to be done now? Tam Swat Sharirat Prauruhet. One has to extract, as it were, not actual extraction. Extract, as it were, means in terms of discrimination, one has to separate that, like what? Munjad Ishikam. By the Munja grass, Ishika, the edible core. You know this. That is, Munja grass has got lots of layers of the grass, and the grass has got the very fine blades. And if you, inside, deep inside, there is edible core. If you want to get that, you have to go on stripping the blade, but they being sharp, they may cut your fingers. You have to be very alert. With alertness, you have to remove them. So like that, so all these erroneous notions will have to be stripped off with very alertness, and therefore, like that, so one has to dhairena means with all preparedness of the mind, one has to do that. And what remains is the Tam Vidyat Shukram Amritam. Shubhram, the one who is free from all gunas, all limitations and lack, Amritam, free from distraction. That is what the Atma is. The essence of this mantra is being told just to point out The Atma which has been ascertained by Panchakosha Viveka is the same as the Brahma unfolded in the Shruti. Because we have done this based on the Yukti. So therefore, same as that is Brahma told in the Shruti. यथा मुञ्जादिशि कैवमात्मा युक्त्या समुद्धृतः शरीरस्थितया धीरैः परं ब्रह्मैव जायते ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं